There are some very strange goings on these days in the world of politics, especially in Washington, D.C. 25 years ago, if you could hop in a time machine and go back and try to explain it, I don't think they would take you seriously. They would probably try to have you committed because it is that bizarre. Now, for those of you who are unaware of what's going on, both of these individuals, left and right, have very close ties to Mr. Trump, and he has come out and supported them both multiple times. But right now, these two are at each other's throats in Congress over this latest spending bill with Ukraine. Now, when you look into the details of it, what's going on is actually psychological operations. It truly is. Somebody is playing with these people. Now, this is a really great representation of something called the halo effect. It's the idea that when you have a really positive opinion about someone based on one aspect of them, you will then put a halo over all of them, and every other thing they do, you will automatically approve of while not looking at it critically. That's really kind of been the case with Mr. Trump. While I've said I agree with a lot of the things that he said, there's some things that he's done and said I vehemently disagree with. And even the governor of California, a lot of people think I'm a DeSantis shill. There are more things I agree with Governor DeSantis on, but I don't agree with everything. I look at each decision critically so that I don't get trapped in this thing called the halo effect. You have to take it slice by slice. Now, the recent story here is this. U.S. House Speaker, who strongly opposed Ukraine aid, ushers it through. You see, it was like literally 5 seconds ago, I think it was, that the Republicans finally got rid of Kevin McCarthy, this guy that they believed was a rhino, a Republican in name only, for those of you who want to know what that acronym stands for. And he resigned, and they went through a whole bunch of rounds of voting, and they got to this guy. He's from the South, he's from Louisiana, God-fearing Christian. Seemed like he was going to be, on board, but apparently things have changed. This is battlefield of the mind stuff. This is, the whole idea of the person that we put in power has to agree with us all the time is a huge logical fallacy. Which brings us, of course, to the Florida Marquee Patreon channel. $1 per month, even less if you sign up for an entire year. Fully refundable, first 90 days, no questions asked. Would love to have you over there. Here's the real meat of what we're going to talk about today. You ready for this? $95 billion aid package, Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan. Now, you could go down in the comment section and tell me line by line why you don't think any one of these countries is or is not deserving of our help or our money. Or you could just make the broader argument that, we need to start taking care of home first. And I think that's kind of the big thing that people are clamoring for. Now, I showed this picture a long time ago, way back, like 2018 and 19, when this came out, that Trump was signing all of these deals with these dictators in Africa. And this is a quote from this guy. His name is Muhammadu Buhari. He's a leader of Nigeria. I will continue to show openly and inside me the total commitment to the Sharia movement that is sweeping all over the country, speaking of Nigeria and Africa at large. God willing, we will not stop the agitation for the total implementation of the Sharia. Now, this isn't somebody you would think that Trump would be shaking hands with and having at the White House, right? But what does it have to do with the other? Well, we had 5 men ambushed and killed, Green Berets, in Chad and Nigeria. Every little red marker you see here is a U.S. base or an area of operation. Do you think all of these add up to 60, 80, 90 billion dollars since AFRICOM was established back in 2006? Far exceeds that. It far exceeds that. And I have never heard any of the America First crowd, any of the, let's MAGA crowd, let's, pull back and, let's take care of our border first, secure our border, take care of our people first, and then we can spend money. And look, I agree with you on that. Let me say that again. I totally agree with you on that. Absolutely. We should take care of America first, but I've never heard one person came up and say one peep about shutting down AFRICOM. Even though it's cost way more than Ukraine ever has. And we've actually lost U.S. servicemen here. This doesn't even count Black Hawk Down in that era. And here's the best part. Those of you, you're going to want to sit down for this. And I'll give you this link, cfr.org. That's Council on Foreign Relations. This is April 6th, 2020. The opinion of the Council on Foreign Relations is Trump's Africa policy is better than it looks. Now, I'm sure that's probably making a lot of people open their mouth and go, what in the world? U.S. President Donald J. Trump shows little interest in Africa, yet his administration has carried on many of the constructive policies of its predecessors, Obama. This continuity is largely due to bipartisanship in Congress and the appointment of capable officials. Still, Washington would benefit from a more vigorous planning for increasingly pressing issues on the continent, such as its population boom, insecurity, and the impacts of climate change. What are the Trump administration's most significant Africa policies? Now, let me go back real quick here. Think about it in this context. What were the numbers? $95 billion total for Ukraine. I think it was $95 billion total, 60 for Ukraine, and then the remaining 35 split between Israel and Taiwan. Now, among other things, Trump's Build Act doubled the limit on investments from $29 billion to $60 billion. Now, these weren't loans. These were handouts. One-time handouts. You see, the limits were $29 billion under Obama. Under Trump, he doubled it to $60 billion. I'm sure that comes as a lot of surprise to a lot of people. But now here we are 4 years later, and guess what? They got the money, and now they're kicking out U.S. forces. Pardon me. U.S. losing access to its bases in Niger. Chad has asked the U.S. to move out its forces after taking the money. Trump's new Africa plan, it says fewer U.S. troops and aid, more investment and deals. Well, you see, that's kind of the weird thing. What you call aid versus what you call investment. It's still a handout. And I know we've heard Donald Trump say, well, with Ukraine, we're going to make it a loan. With Ukraine, we're going to make it a loan. How is that any different, given what we've seen that the government can just forgive loans? How many people have been like, hey, wait a minute, why are these people all getting their student loans forgiven? You don't think they'll do that for this? And you can look this up. Hundreds of billions of dollars have been spent in Africa. And Trump didn't stop it. But what's the greater point here? The halo effect. The reason, and the opposite occurs. You could call it maybe the pitchfork and horns effect. That if you dislike what somebody does really bad, and they've done something horrible, everything else they do, whether it's really that bad or not, is going to seem 10 times worse. It's just kind of one of these biases that we all have. Everybody has it. And let me real quick, just to give you a quick layout here. Here's Chad, literally right in the middle. Niger is here, Nigeria is here. Over in Djibouti, Camp Lemonnier is over here. All throughout here, this is all Islamic. And I mean hardcore, to the max Islamic. And then we have all these deals and all these troops and all these billions of dollars going over there. And total silence about it from Paul Gosar, from Thomas Massey, from Matt Gaetz, from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Total silence about Africa. But for some reason, when it comes to Ukraine, then all of a sudden, kaboom, it's fighting time. So I will leave it there. Pardon me. Still fighting that cold. Anyway, If you'd like to join us, Florida Monkey Patreon channel, where we talk about psychological operations, would love to have you, making a huge difference. Have a great week, guys. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Lift each other up. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.